Hey, what is up everybody? It's Animac here for AnimeUproar, and today I will be talking about a crazy Black Clover theory about Yami that I'm pretty sure started out as a joke. But with the most recent events in the manga, more and more people have been hitting me up in the comments and on Twitter and Instagram about the possibility of this theory actually being true. This theory involves alternate worlds and dimensions, demons, and dark magic, and of course, one of my favorite characters in the entire Black Clover series, Black Bull Captain Yami Sukehiro. So I thought that it would be a good idea to explore this theory and its possible implications on the story in a special video. If you enjoyed the Black Clover content on this channel, you can leave a like to let me know. And if you're new to AnimeUproar, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. So we know that Yami wasn't born in the Clover Kingdom or in any of the neighboring kingdoms. He was born in a faraway land known simply as the Land of the Rising Sun, which is another way of saying Japan in our own world. Yami was born as the son of fishermen in the Land of the Rising Sun, and one day when he was on a fishing boat as a kid, he got caught up in a massive storm, and after some time he washed ashore in the Clover Kingdom. When he first found himself in the Clover Kingdom, Yami faced difficulties because he did not know the culture, he did not know the language, and he looked different and dressed different from everyone else. People treated him poorly because he was a foreigner, but Julius Novachrono, who would later become the Wizard King, was impressed with Yami's dark magic, and the fact that he was a foreigner did not bother Julius. Julius took Yami under his wing, taught him the language of the Clover Kingdom, and allowed him to join his Magic Knight squad. At this time, Julius was not yet the Wizard King, he was the captain of the Azure Deer Squad. Eventually, Yami became a powerful Magic Knight, and ultimately he became the Magic Knight captain of the Black Bull Squad. But a few factors about Yami have given rise to the theory that Yami may not be just a foreigner from another country, but a foreigner from another world or another dimension. The first is that Yami appears to be the only person from the Land of the Rising Sun in the entire story, at least as far as we know. And despite the fact that he had a life and family back in his homeland, Yami never decided to return to the Land of the Rising Sun. Instead, he simply remained in the Clover Kingdom in spite of all the difficulties and discrimination that he faced. This has led some to speculate that Yami never went back to his homeland because going back was impossible. The Land of the Rising Sun is actually the Japan of our own world at some point in history. And during the storm that he found himself caught up in as a child, Yami was somehow transported to an entirely different world, the world of Black Clover. Yami cannot return to where he came from because the portal back to his world was closed and there is no way to open it again, at least for now. Many have also pointed out that Yami's dark magic is incredibly unique. No one else who was born in the world of Black Clover has the same type of dark magic as Yami. And the fact that he was chosen by a Clover Kingdom grimoire despite being a foreigner might suggest that Yami is not from another country in this world, but from another world altogether. I always thought that this theory was a pretty good joke, and I like the idea of Yami being an Isekai protagonist just at a later stage in his life. It's funny to imagine Yami as a normal Japanese guy who is transported into another world. There he inherits incredible OP powers that he could never have imagined in his own world, and he proceeds to rescue a bunch of beautiful women like Vanessa and Charlotte, making them part of his growing Isekai protagonist harem. And even though I still think that it's a pretty good joke, I have to admit that the recent chapters in the Black Clover manga have given a lot more credence to this idea that Yami could actually be not from another country, but from another world altogether. And so I am about to examine all of these latest revelations and all of the clues and evidence in the story so far in order to determine whether the theory of Yami being from another world is actually possible. Now from this point on, there will be manga spoilers. We're going to be looking at the latest revelations in the Black Clover story, so please proceed with caution, you have been warned. The fact that Yami has such unique magic and the fact that he is constantly able to surpass his limits, as if his limits are not of this world, are the perfect starting point for evaluating this theory. In the most recent arc in the manga, the main villain is a creature known as the Devil, and this devil is confirmed to be a creature from another world, another dimension. For hundreds of years, this devil has been trying to find a way to incarnate into this world, and in recent chapters he was finally able to acquire a body, and his otherworldly devil magic is causing all sorts of problems for some of the most powerful characters in the entire series. Most types of magic from this world don't even have any impact on the devil. But Yami's dark magic does have an effect. For some reason, the devil cannot simply block dark magic, so he chooses to dodge it instead. Apart from dark magic, other forms of magic that appear to be somewhat effective against the devil are Asta's anti-magic and Patri's demon light magic, which is magic that he can use in his dark elf form. Patri's dark elf form is the direct result of the devil's interference, and we recently learned that the demon inside Asta's grimoire, the source of Asta's anti-magic, is also a devil from the other world, just like the main devil villain that everyone is currently fighting. Combine that with the fact that Yami has an attack called Dark Cloaked Dimension Slash, and you can see how people might be starting to think that Yami might also be from another dimension just like the devil. Being from another dimension would explain why Yami is the only foreigner from the land of the rising sun in the entire story, why he is the only one with dark magic, and why his magic has an effect on a creature from another dimension while other types of magic do not. Not to mention that Yami is always able to surpass his limits in crazy ways, and he is able to sense ki. The only other person in the Black Clover Kingdom who can use ki that we know of is Asta, someone who is always closely connected to another dimension through the demon in his grimoire. The fact that both the main villain devil and the devil inside of Asta's grimoire are confirmed to be from another world or dimension proves that other worlds and dimensions exist and that it is possible for creatures from one dimension to appear in another. So if we already know this much, can't we also assume that aside from the dimensions where the devils come from, other additional dimensions could exist? And one of these dimensions is where Yami's homeland is truly located? Perhaps Yami's home dimension is actually our own dimension, a world without magic. But once the mysterious storm transported Yami into the world of Black Clover, he gained the ability to use magical powers, surpass his limits, and form a harem of beautiful women just like every good Isekai protagonist. As things stand, this twist would not be impossible, although to be fair, whether or not Yami is from another world or from the world of Black Clover doesn't really change what an awesome character he is. His unique magic and other abilities like surpassing his limits and sensing ki definitely pique my curiosity about his background, and it would be a fun revelation if it turned out that Yami is from our own world, and that he was just a normal guy without any magical abilities until he was transported into the fantasy world of Black Clover, where he actually received a grimoire and gained great magical abilities. But whether he is from another world or not, he still had to face hardship in a foreign land, he trained hard to get to where he is today, and he is one of my favorite mentor characters in anime, period. That said, the introduction of other worlds will have a massive impact on the Black Clover storyline moving forward. The current villain, the devil, is so incredibly OP that people have been asking where the story could possibly go from here. Okay, let's say that the devil is defeated a few chapters from now. What then? Since we now know the truth about the elf massacre, the elves will no longer be villains. And after the devil's incredible otherworldly power, who could possibly pose a real threat to Asta, Yuno, Yami, and the others? From what we've seen so far about the world of Black Clover, no one in the Clover Kingdom or in the rival kingdom surrounding it could possibly measure up to the devil's power. And I say that from the information that we have so far. It is possible that we will learn more things about this world and that new knowledge will open up other possibilities. Perhaps as yet undiscovered ancient magic will appear, or perhaps one of the rival kingdoms has a secret weapon that will surpass anything we've seen so far. And so the new challenges that our heroes face after the devil might revolve around these types of discoveries. But even if the world of Black Clover doesn't have anyone or anything that can measure up to the power of the devil, by introducing the concept of other worlds and dimensions, the Black Clover mangaka Yuki Tabata has created an endless number of possibilities for future villains and challenges. After all, who knows what else could be going on in the Devil's Dimension, or what else could be going on in the countless number of other potential dimensions that might exist alongside the two dimensions that we know about already. Whatever happens, I am really enjoying the current arc of the story, and I can't wait to see what Tabata has in store for us next. Let me know what you guys think. Is Yami a foreigner from a distant land? Or is he actually a foreigner from another world? Perhaps even our own world? Also, where do you think that the story will go from here? Are we going to get a new villain from the world of Black Clover, from the Devil's Dimension, or from another dimension that we haven't even seen yet? Let me know down in the comments, I always love hearing from you. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, you can leave a like to let me know. And if you're new to AnimeUproar, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you'd like to support more content on the channel and get some epic anime merch, check out our online store, AnimeUproar.com. We have original designs that were done exclusively for us by pro manga artist Kuzomari, including this Dream Big, Work Hard Asta shirt. If you're a fan of the channel, feel free to use the discount code UPROAR25 at checkout for an instant 25% off. A huge thank you to all of our AnimeUproar patrons for supporting our work. I want to give a special thank you to our Pro Hero tier patrons, including the one and only Gilgamesh, Chubbs is the man, and Nothing But a Fan. And another huge thank you to our The One tier patrons, the ones who stand above all other clans, including Baby Ray, Ace, Ingrata, Alolan Adam, Maddie Mac, and Michael Calderon. If you guys feel that our content provides value for you and you want to support more, be sure to check out our Patreon, link in the description. Even donating a $1 will give you access to our AnimeUproar patron exclusive Discord, and your name will appear in our videos along with these amazing people. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, I really appreciate it. And until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.